we're going to have a strikeout here for out number 1. So 1 on.
Coming to the plate now for the Warriors, third baseman number 16, Wensky.
So here comes Wensky. And Wensky hits this one into the gap, and she's going to reach on a fielder's choice double. And there's going to be runners now on second and third.
Now batting shortstop number 20, Katarina Zarate.
And gentlemen, forgive us for the rocky start here to the broadcast, but 2 on. 1 out here for Victoria West in the top of the first inning. Here's a foul here. For Katarina Zarate. So 0-2 the count. And this one coming in a little low and outside. That's going to be ball number 1. And this one hit all the way to center field. This is going to be base hit, double, 2 RBIs. And that's going to bring in Wensky and Harvey for a 2-0 lead here for Victoria West.
To that now for the Warriors, the pitcher number 17, Alexis James.
And Alexis James up next with a runner at second with a 2-0 lead here. And here's a pitch, swing and a miss for strike number 1. So 1 on, 1 out. 2 runs have come across. 3 hits in the early going here for Victoria West. So this one comes in for ball number 1. 1-1 to count here. And James fouls this one off for strike number 2. So 1-2 the count here. And James hits this one right to the third baseman, and that's going to be out number 2. So the 6th batter in the lineup, Malia Huerta, up next. 1 on, 2 outs here. Here's a pitch. This one comes in for strike number 1. Huerta's going to pop this one up. And a nice play made there by the third baseman for out number 3. So 2 runs come across on 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 left on base for Victoria West on the top of the first inning. And we're headed to the bottom of the first. Victoria West leads Ray 2-0. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be back.
ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're here at the bottom of the first inning. Victoria West putting up 2 runs in the top of the inning, and leading off here in the bottom for the Ray Texans is Leah Cran. Facing James, the pitcher, and the pitch comes in for ball number 1. So 1-0 the count here for Cran. Alexis James in the circle for Victoria West, and Cran is going to smack this one over to the shortstop for the 6-3 ground out. So it's going to be out number 1. So the center fielder, Samaya Johnson, up now for the Ray Texans. Coming to the plate, nobody on, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. And Johnson smacks this one, and it's going to go over the wall for a solo home run. And Samaya Johnson with the solo homer. Cuts the lead in half. It's a 2-1 game for Ray. Now as they trail 2-1 after the solo home run, Samaya Johnson over the left field wall.
Next up, your Ray Texans, the starting pitcher, number 18, Brianna Rodella.
We're going to take a look at that hit, and Johnson just gets a piece of it and sends it all the way over the wall. So it's 2-1, and up next is Rihanna Rodella. Now That one comes in. Strike number 1, so 0-1 to count here. And Rodella. And it's back-to-back homers for the Ray Texans.
Home run by number 18, Ryan Rodella.
We have Rodella with the second of back-to-back homers. We'll check out the replay here. Here's a pitch, and Rodella just gets all of that one, sends it over the center field wall, 210 feet. And she rounds the bases there. So, just like that,
Texans, they capture number 11, Crystal Trevino.
it's a 2-2 game. And here comes Crystal Trevino. And this one comes in for strike number 1. So 0-1 the count here. So Johnson and Rodella back-to-back jacks. And here's Trevino. Past the shortstop, and she's going to get on base here. On an error at shortstop, so we're gonna have a runner on, 1 out here.
Courtesy runner for the Ray Texans at first base, number 15, Lorena Moreno.
And
And up to bat now for your Ray Texans, second baseman, number 13, Kayleen Rodriguez.
so Kayleen Rodriguez up next. One on, 1 out here for the Ray Texans. Here's this pitch. A little bit outside. They're going to call it ball number 1. So 1-0 the count. So the pitch comes in. As Rodriguez looked like she was going to bunt there. Ball comes across the plate for ball number 2. So 2-0 the count. Here comes the pitch. 3-0 is going to be the count here for Kayleen Rodriguez. So James gets ready. Here's the delivery. And this one comes in for strike number 1. So 3-1 the count now. And Rodriguez pops this one up to center field, and that's going to be out number 2.
Now batting for your Ray Texans.
So coming up for Ray, it's going to be number 8, Sarah Cortez, with 1 on, 2 outs here. And here's the pitch coming in a little outside. This is going to be ball number 1. This one comes in a little outside, but it's going to be right in there for strike number 1. So 1-1 the count now. for Cortez. Here's James's delivery, and Cortez is going to ground this one out to the second baseman for the third out of the inning. There was 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and there was 1 left on base for Ray in the bottom of the first inning. We're through 1. We're headed to the second. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
As one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the second inning here. Both teams putting up 2 runs in that first inning. Victoria West with a good start. 2 runs on 3 hits. And then Ray comes up to bat, and back-to-back jacks. Solo homers for Samaya Johnson and Rihanna Rodella to tie things up at 2-all here. So Daisy Fuentes is going to lead off for Victoria West here in the top of the second inning. And this pitch comes in a little high up the middle for ball number 1. So it'll be 1-0 the count here. 7-8-9 due up here for Victoria West. And this pitch comes in low and outside. And inside, excuse me, for ball number 2. So 2-0 the count here. Here's a pitch. This one getting fouled off for strike number 1. The count here 2-1, and here's Rodella. Puts it right in there for strike number 2. And the count, even at 2 here, is Fuentes. Looking for a strong start here as she leads off the top of the second inning. This pitch comes in for ball number 3. So full count now, 3-2. And swing and a miss for strikeout, and the out number 1.
Next up to bat for the Warriors, they capture number 13, Grace Weiler.
And here comes Grace Weiler now. Nobody on, 1 out here. Top of the second inning. And Weiler sends this one all the way to the shortstop. Nice recovery there and the throw made for the 6-3 ground out. So 2 outs here, and for Victoria West.
Now then, for the Warriors, right fielder number 2, Zariah Brinkman.
And Zariah Brigham steps to the plate. 2 outs, nobody on, and Brigham sends this one all the way to left field, and it's gonna hit the wall all the way to the warning track, and Brigham is gonna try to squeeze a triple out of this, slides in. And nicely done. It just hung up there long enough for the left fielder to try to backpedal enough, but a little too far there into the warning track, and it hits the wall. So we're back to the top of the lineup with a runner in scoring position. So here comes Harvey. Leadoff single the last time she was up at the top of the first inning. And Harvey, another single, and this is going to be an RBI. And she's going to bring in Brigham. So make it a 3-2 game here. So runner at first, 2 out here for Marissa Rosales. Struck out last time she was up. This pitch comes in a little outside for ball number 1. And Rosales fouls this one off for strike number 1. So the count at 1-1, 1 on, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Victoria West bringing in a run. It's a 3-2 lead here for the Warriors. And swing and a miss there for strike number 2. So 1-2 the count now for Rosales. And going down, swinging is Rosales for out number 3. So 1 run on 2 hits. There was no errors, but there was 1 left on base here for the Victoria West Warriors in the top of the second inning. And we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the second coming up here. This is Real Sports Live. Keep it here.
Is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the second inning here. Victoria West puts another run across in the top of the second. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Warriors in this one. And leading things off here for Corpus Christi Ray is going to be Kylie Rodriguez. So 7-8-9 due up here for Ray in the bottom of the second inning. And Rodriguez puts this one in play over to the second baseman. And she's going to ground out for out number 1.
Up to bat now for your Ray Texans. First baseman number 17, Maddie Mendoza.
And Maddie Mendoza, number 17, up for Ray. She comes to the plate with 1 out, nobody on here. Bottom of the second inning. Here's James. Here's the delivery. It's in. This one comes in low and a little bit outside for ball number 1. So 1-0 the count. And this pitch comes in down the middle for strike number 1. Evens things up at 1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. This one comes in outside. Ball number 2. Counts now 2-1. And swing and a miss for strike number 2 there for Mendoza. Even things out at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I want to thank everybody for joining us here this evening. First game of a doubleheader here. Flower Bluff and Moody coming up next. And going down swinging there is Mendoza for strike number 3. And a strikeout here for James for out number 2.
Coming to the plate now for your Ray Texans. Right fielder number 3, Destiny Aguilar.
So Destiny Aguilar now coming to the plate with 2 outs, nobody on for Ray. And Aguilar gets a piece of that one, fouls it off. So the count here at 0-1. And swing and a miss there for strike number 2. So 0-2 the count here. Pitcher James ahead. And gave up a couple of homers in that bottom of the first inning, but here she is retiring the first 2 batters, and this pitch comes in outside for ball number 1. So the count's still at 1-2. And swing and a miss for Aguilar, and that's strike number 3. So back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning for James. And we're through 2. No runs, no hits, no errors. And nobody left on base for the Ray Texans in the bottom of the second. Headed to the top of the third after this, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it here. We're Real Sports Live.
Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for a fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are through 2. Ray Texans go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 2nd. Here we are, top of the 3rd, and leading things off is going to be number 16, Christine Wensky. Last time up, came up with a double back in the first inning, so leading things off here in the top of the 3rd for Victoria West have put up runs in each of their 2 innings, and they lead 3-2, 5 hits, 3 runs as Wensky fouls this one off behind her for strike number 1. And if you're Victoria West, especially on defense, you got to feel a little. You got to feel pretty good, especially if you're the pitcher, Alexis James. Gave up the back-to-back homers in the top and the bottom of the 1st, comes back in the 2nd, and goes 3 up, 3 down, and strikes out the last 2 batters in that inning as Wensky flies out for out number 1 here. It's got to be good for a pitcher's psyche just to come right back and have a strong inning like that. And
Up to bat now for the Warriors. Shortstop number 20, Catarina Zarate.
so here comes Catarina Zarate for Victoria West. Nobody on, 1 out here. Here's the pitch in here by Rodella for ball number 1. This pitch is in. It comes in for ball number 2. So 2-0 the count for Zarate. Last time up, 2 RBI double to score the first 2 runs of the game in the top of the 1st. As she brought in Harvey and Wensky. And this pitch comes in for strike number 1. So 2-1 to count. And Zarate sends this one back, and it's gone. A solo home run for Zarate. And she makes this a 4-2 game, and it's going to go right over that left field wall. So it's a 4-2 game now. Now 3 straight innings with runs scored for Victoria West. And here comes Alexis James now to the plate. 1 out, nobody on. 4-2 lead here. And here's a pitch, and James sends this one back. And that one goes over the wall. So the second time we've seen back-to-back solo home runs here in this game by each team. And same way, over left field and over center. And James just comes in and just smacks that one, and it's going to go right over the 210-foot mark. As James is kind of finding herself in this game. Like I said, the last time if she was in the circle, retires 2 straight via strikeout, forces Ray to go 3 up, 3 down here. And then Fast forward a little bit to the top of the third, and she knocks over a 210-foot solo home run over the center field wall. And it's a 5-2 lead here for Victoria West. They put up 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. And the Ray Texans are also in the first inning went back-to-back jacks. And so now comes Malia Huerta. Huerta gets a piece of this one and fouls it off for strike number 1. So an 0-1 to count. 1 out, nobody on here for Victoria West as they lead 5-2. And this one sent over to the second baseman, and Huerta going to ground out for out number 2. And here comes Fuentes for Victoria West. Daisy Fuentes. Two out, nobody on here for Fuentes. And Fuentes sends this one between the short and third baseman. For a single, so she'll get on base. So 1 on, 2 outs now. And here comes Grace Wheeler. 6-speed ground out last time she was up. So Wheeler, 2 outs, runner on first. And this one comes in a little high for ball number 1. And this pitch comes in right up the middle for strike number 1. So the count at 1-1 now. And this one fouled off by Wheeler for strike number 2. So the count now at 1-2. One ball is 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. This one comes in outside. Even things up now in the count at 2-2. 2's all across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And this one comes in low for ball number 3. So full count now. For Wheeler. And Wheeler swings and gets a piece of it. And they're going to call that strike number 3. And that's going to end the inning here. So 2 runs on 3 hits. There's no errors and 1 left on base for Victoria West. And we're in the middle of the 3rd inning. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, right after this. Victoria West leads 5-2.
COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Leading off here for Ray is going to be the shortstop, Leah Cran. Victoria West brings in 2 more runs on back-to-back solo home runs in the top of the 3rd inning. And let's see how the Ray Texans respond as they now trail by 3 runs. And here's James, retired the last 2 batters in the bottom of the 2nd via strikeout, starting to find herself a little bit. And James also in that top of the 3rd inning, she was the second of 2 straight home runs, and she sent hers over the center field wall. And here's the second pitch in for ball number 2. So the count at 2-0 here. And Cran sends this one foul. And she's able to put it on the canopy right above us. So the count here at 2-1. Now this one comes in low for ball number 3. So the count now at 3-1. And here's the pitch. This one coming in high for ball number 4. And Cran's going to reach base on a walk, and it's going to put a runner on for Johnson, who. And Samaya Johnson, solo home run. Bottom of the 1st inning, her last time at the plate. And she comes to the plate with 1 on. And nobody out here. And this one comes in. Here's the throw over to second. And they're going to call Cran safe. We're going to check out the replay here. Here's the pitch and here's the throw. It was there pretty close, and official there on the infield makes the right call. Looks like it was in time to throw. And this pitch comes in here for strike number 2. So the count at 0-2 here for Johnson. Runner at second. And Johnson reaches for that one and goes down swinging. So 3 strikeouts and 4 batters faced for James, and that was out number 1 here.
Coming to the plate now for your Ray Texans, the pitcher number 18.
And here comes
Rodella.
Rihanna Rodella. And rather 3 strikeouts in the last 4 batters faced for James. And this pitch comes in down the middle for strike number 1. So the count here, 0-1 for Rodella, who also hit a solo home run last time at the plate. So 0 out, 0-1 the count, 1 on, 1 out here for the pitcher Rodella. And Rodella gets a piece of this one, and she fouls it off here for strike number 2.
Just another friendly reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you retrieve a foul ball, we ask you please return it to the nearest dugout. Thank you.
So Rodella back in the batter's box. 0-2 the count. Runner at second, 1 out here. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's a pitch, and Rodella reaches for that one. And nice play made there by the catcher. For out number 2.
Next up to bat for your Ray Texans, the catcher number 11,
Crystal Trevino up for the Ray Texans. Trevino reached first on an error on her first appearance. And this pitch comes in outside for ball number 1. One to know, runner at second. 2 outs. This one comes in right down the middle for strike number 1. 1-1 the count. I want to remind everybody we still got one more game after this one. Flower Bluff taking on Corpus Christi Moody. So make sure to stick around for that one as this pitch comes in outside for ball number 2. So the count now at 2-1. And this one popped up by Trevino, sends it foul, evens things up at 2. 2 across the board now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a runner at second. And this one's going to be popped up, and the first baseman able to make the play for out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base for the Ray Texans in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're through 3, and we're going to head to the 4th. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the top of the 4th inning. Victoria West up to bat once again. They put up runs in each of their first 3 times at bat. 2 runs in the first, 1 run in the second, 2 in the third. And leading things off here is going to be the 9th batter in the rotation, Zariah Brigham. So 9-1-2 up here for the Victoria West Warriors. Back-to-back homers in the last inning for them. Top of the 3rd, they put across 2 runners on 3 hits and leave 1 stranded here on base. They've left the runner on base each of the first 3 innings. Has Victoria West. So here we go with Brigham taking on Rodella. Rodella giving up 5 runs on 8 hits. There's been 1 error behind her. And here's this pitch coming in for strike number 1. This one will outside. So the count is 0-1. Here's a swing. It's going to be strike number 2 as Brigham fouls it off right behind her. So the count moves to 0-2. And swing and a miss for Brigham as she goes down swinging for out number 1. So we're back to the top of the lineup. Sydney Harvey coming to the plate. Harvey 2 for 2 with an RBI here. And she's making her 3rd appearance at the plate. And this pitch comes in for strike number 1. So 0-1 the count, 1 out, nobody on here. Top of the 4th inning. Sydney Harvey, first batter in the lineup as she fouls this one off here. Makes it 0-2. I want to remind everybody, go out there and follow us at Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube, where we're streaming this live right now. We're also on the Roku Network and Apple TV. But on those other social media platforms, give us a like, give us a share, let your friends know you're watching. And go follow us on Instagram. That's RIO Sports Live. It's Real Sports Live. RIO Sports Live. Those are our handles on those social medias. And also go to our website, realsportslive.com. So 1-2 the count here for Harvey, and here's the pitch, and Harvey gets a piece of that one, and she's going to foul it off over the home dugout. So the count's 1-2. Know that already. Here's her delivery. And this one comes in a little high for ball number 2. Evens things out here in the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Here's the pitch, comes in inside for ball number 3. Count moves to full here for Sydney Harvey. Lodella's delivery, and Harvey continues to battle here. She fouls this one off once again. Count stays at full, 3-2. And this one's going to be ball number 4. Going to put a runner on first now. With 1 out here. So Marissa Rosales comes to the plate now. Rosales struck out last time. She was up. First 2, she's 0 for 2, so she struck out twice facing Rodella here. She tries to put the bunt down, and she's going to foul it off for strike number 1. 0-1 the count, 1 on, 1 out here for Victoria West. Top of the 4th inning. So Rosales steps into batter's box here. And she tries to bunt this one off, and it's going to go foul once again. So strike number 2. Count moves to 0-2 here. And reaching for it there is Rosales as she gets a piece of it to foul it off. Count's going to stay at 0-2. This one comes in outside, ball number 1. Rosales gets a piece of this one, fouls it off behind her. Count's going to stay at 1-2. One on, 1 out. 1-2 the count here for Victoria West. Top of the 4th inning. Here's a pitch, and Rosales swings, misses, and she goes down. Swinging for out number 2. And the runner's going to advance to second here. So 2 out, 1 on here. And it's going to be Wensky up next. Had a fly out last time at the plate, so 2 out, 1 on here for Wensky, and she swings and gets a piece of that one, and she fouls it off past the visitor's dugout for strike number 1. So here's the pitch. This one comes in low. And here's the throw to third. We're not going to be there. And Harvey slides into third and puts herself in scoring position. So the count 1-1 here. Runner now in scoring position. Here's the pitch. And Wensky sends this one deep past the outfielder. And that's going to be an RBI double to bring in Harvey. So runner at second now.
Shortstop number 20, Catarina Zarate.
And here comes Zarate. Zarate's solo home run last time out. Now she's got a runner on second. 1 on, 2 outs here. And here's the pitch. This one comes in outside for ball number 1. And this one comes in right down the middle for strike number 1. Evens the count at 1. And steady as she goes for the Victoria West lineup, putting up runs in each of the 4 innings, 6 runs on 9 hits. They've put up multiple runs in 2 innings, and at least 1 in every inning, 1 in the second and 1 in the fourth, 2 in each of the first and third. And this pitch comes in for strike number 2. So 1-2 the count, runner at second. And reaching for this one is Zarate, who just beat the throw there, and she's going to get on with the single, and runners at the corners now. And up next is James.
Number 17, Alexis James.
Alexis James with runners at the corners, 2 outs, and 2 on. So that pitch comes in for ball number 1. 1-0 the count. This one comes in a little low for ball number 2. So the count's now at 2-0. James gets a piece of this one, fouls it off right behind her for strike number 1. 2-1 the count, runners at the corners, 2 outs here for Victoria West. And here's the pitch, and once again, James gets a piece of this one to foul it off behind her. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. And James gets a piece of this one, and it's going to go over to the second baseman, and she's going to ground out here for out number 3. So another runner comes in, and it's a 6-2 lead here for Victoria West. So 1 run on 2 hits, there was no errors, and there was 2 left on base for Victoria West in the top of the 4th. We're midway through the 4th, bottom coming up here. right after this commercial break. We'll be back. This is Real Sports Live.
It's one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the fourth inning here.
Leading up for your eight Texans, second baseman number 13, Kaylee Rodriguez.
And leading things off here is going to be Kayleen Rodriguez, fifth batter in the lineup. So 5, 6, 7 due up here for the Ray Texans. Rodriguez had a fly out last time up. And this pitch comes in here for strike number 1. James delivers this pitch a little bit outside for ball number 1. Innings account at 1-1. This pitch comes in just in the edge of that strike zone. It's going to bring up strike number 2. So the count 1-2 here. And Kayleen Rodriguez fouls this one off over to the left for another foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Flower Bluff and Moody coming up right after this game. The Flower Bluff team just getting here a couple of minutes ago, while the Moody Lady Trojans warming up, getting ready to go as this pitch comes in outside to even the count at 2. And Rodriguez fouls this one off into the stands to the right of us here. So it's going to be an even count still. And swing and a miss. And that's going to be out number 1. And a strikeout here for James to lead off the inning.
Next up to bat for your eight Texans, left fielder number 8.
And here comes Sarah Cortez. 4-3 ground out last time up. She's 0 for 1 on the day. And that was strikeout number 4 for James. Pitch comes in outside. for ball number 1. And Cortez going to pop this one up to center field, and she's going to fly out. We're out number 2. So that's 2 out, nobody on, and due up next is going to be Kylie Rodriguez. And Kylie Rodriguez also 4-3 ground out last time up. And this one comes in for a strike. And James has retired 5 batters in a row with a couple of strikeouts. And this one hit right up the middle, and here's the throw. It's in time, and play made for a 6-3 ground out to end the inning. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for the Ray Texans to go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. We're through 4, headed to the 5th. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. We're Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 5th inning here. 6-7-8 due up for Victoria West Warriors, and I believe it's going to be Huerta.
First baseman number 19, Malia Huerta.
Malia Huerta leading things off. Huerta, 4-3 ground out. Last time she was at the plate. And Huerta hits this one right between the legs of the third baseman and makes contact here on the leadoff. Leadoff single here. And that one fired right into that third baseman. To the pitch here. And that one just went right through the legs, and good effort there by the third baseman. Just grazed her glove there, and ball was coming in so fast. Wasn't able to handle it, but it's going to go down as a hit, so that's hit number 11. On the day for Victoria West. And this is Fuentes up. So another good start to the inning here for Victoria West. They put up runs in each of the 4 innings and trying to do so again. And this one's popped up high, and the shortstop over to get it, and it's going to be a fly out for out number 1. So here comes Wheeler. Wheeler struck out last time up. So Weiler is ready. The ball comes in, and it's going to be a wild pitch, and it's going to put a runner at second now. The count 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, runner on second. Weiler over to the shortstop who makes the throw. And the throw. And a 6-3-5 double play to end the inning. And that's going to do it for the top of the fifth. Let's see that last replay. Just nicely done. It's hit here to the shortstop, makes the throw.
There were no runs on a one hit, no errors.
And the throw over. Just nicely done there by the Ray infield. So midway through the fifth, it's 6-2 Victoria West. Bottom of the fifth coming up. Ray Texans coming to bat. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the bottom of the fifth inning. Leading off here is going to be Maddie Mendoza. Mendoza struck out last time she was at the plate, and this pitch comes in for strike number one. So 8-9-1 due up here in this inning for Ray. This pitch in for ball number two. And Mendoza is going to fly out to the right field. What a catch made out there by Brigham. Coming up next is going to be Aguilar. Let's see that catch.
Right fielder number 3, Destiny Aguilar.
You see where this one's hit, just out there, and she's going to have to run up a little bit, enable this to make the play. Just good job in the outfield there. So 1 out, nobody on here, bottom of the fifth inning. And Aguilar sends this one up the middle, and she's going to get a base hit to put a runner on. Now we're back to the top of the lineup. Cran back up to bat.
At the top of the lineup for your Ray Texans, shortstop number 5, Leah Cran.
And Leah Cran walked last time up. So officially 0 for 1 here for Cran. So 1 on, 1 out here. This one comes in outside, and here's the throw to first in time. So the count 1-0. This pitch comes in a little low for ball number 2. We're going to call it a strike, so count is 1-1 here. This pitch comes in low and outside, and that's going to be ball number 2. So the count now at 2-1. So James delivers this one low and outside, and it's going to be ball number 3. So the count moves to 3-1. And Cran sends this one past the shortstop for a base hit. And it's going to be an RBI, and there's the throw. And a runner's going to come across here. So an RBI double. Stretched out. Put a runner at third after the throw. So one out, runner in scoring position.
Center fielder number 7, Samaya Johnson.
And here comes Samaya Johnson. And Johnson with the base hit. And she's going to bring in Cran with an RBI single. So it's a 6-4 game here. You see Johnson, the RBI single. So here comes Rodella. So 3 hits in a row for the Ray Texans. Run out first, 1 out here. Ball number 1 after that pitch for Rodella. And Rodella pops this one up, and it's going to go foul right over the netting for strike number 1. So the count now at 1-1. One to count, 1 out here. And here's a pitch. Rodella swings and misses for strike number 2. Here's a pitch, and Rodella goes down swinging. 4 out, number 2. Here comes Trevino up next. So 1 on, 2 outs. 2 runners coming across here. Earlier, right before that strikeout, there was an RBI double by Cran and an RBI single from Johnson to bring in Aguilar and Cran, respectively. So here comes Trevino. Swings, misses there for strike number 1. Here's the pitch. Anthony Vino over to the third baseman, and throws made in time to end the inning on the 5-3 ground out. So 2 runs come across on 3 hits. There were no errors. And there was 1 left on base.
On 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base.
And that's going to do it here from the 5th inning. Headed to the 6th inning, ladies and gentlemen. We're back right after this. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are through 5, and top of the 6th inning, leading off is going to be the 9th hitter in the lineup, Zariah Brigham. 9-1-2 due up this inning for Victoria West. And Brigham struck out last time at the plate. And the Ray Texans cutting the lead in half as they put up 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 6-4 game now. And Brigham is going to make contact and send this one right to the deep left field. And she's going to fly out for out number 1. Top of the lineup. And here comes Sydney Harvey. Harvey 2 for 2 with an RBI and a walk in 3 plate appearances today. And that ball comes in for strike number 1. And Harvey sends this one to the center field, and she's going to fly out for out number 2. Coming up next is Rosales.
Left fielder number 11, Marissa Rosales.
She struck out last time up. 2 out, nobody on here for Victoria West, top of the 6th inning. And the Warriors leading the Texans 6-4.
New batter for the Warriors, number 7, Lily Chavez.
And we're going to have a substitution. So number 7, Lily Chavez, making her first appearance tonight. And here's the pitch. This one comes in a little outside for ball number 1. 1-0 the count here. And this pitch comes in a little low. It's going to be called ball 2. So the count here at 2-0. And Chavez is going to foul this one off. For strike number 1. So the count now at 2-1. We're at the top of the 6th inning. 2 outs, nobody on. Victoria West leads Corpus Christi Ray 6-4. And the first leg of a doubleheader here tonight. Up next is going to be Corpus Christi Moody taking on Flower Bluff. And this pitch comes in. And 3-1 going to be the count. So here's the pitch from Lodella. And Chavez sends it deep, and this one's going to fall foul. And it brings the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Lily Chavez in her first plate appearance here tonight. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Lodella. This one comes in high, and she's going to walk Chavez. But Chavez reaches base on balls on her first plate appearance. And here comes Wensky. Wensky an RBI double last time up, bringing a couple of runners to make it 6-2. And this pitch comes in outside for ball number 1. And this pitch comes in inside, right on the edge of that strike zone. Evens the count up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on first here for Victoria West. Top of the 6th inning with a 2-run lead. And here's a pitch. This one comes in just a bit outside for ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike here. Wensky against Rodella. So Rodella readies. Here's the windup, the delivery. And Wensky's going to put it into the gap in right field for a single. Put runners at the corner.
Up to bat now for the Warriors. Shortstop number 20, Catarina Zarate.
And here comes Zarate. The runners at the corner, 2 outs. And Zarate with the single last time up. That was hit number 12 for Victoria West in this game. And this one comes in a little high for ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, runners at the corner for the Warriors as they have a 2-run lead, and they're looking for more with the runner in scoring position. And here's the pitch, and Zarate gets a piece of it past the shortstop, and she's going to get herself an RBI single to bring in Chavez. Make it a 7-4 game here. And up next is the pitcher, Alexis James. And here's this one, just sends it right past the shortstop, and runner comes in. So runners now at 2nd and 3rd. At 1st and 2nd, rather. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and second with a 7-4 lead. And back to a 3-run contest. And James swings and misses for strike number 1. Even the count at 1-1. James with a 4-3 ground out last time up. She is 1 for 3, but with a solo home run. And this one comes in for ball number 2. And swinging and missing is James there. Even the count at 2-2. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And 2 runners on. First and second. It's the top of the 6th inning. 1 run already coming across here for Victoria West. And here's the pitch from Lodella. And James pops this one up to right field, and that's going to do it here for the inning. But another run comes across. So 1 run on 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 2 left on base for Victoria West in the top of the 6th. So midway through the 6th here, Victoria West now leads 7-4. As it's reflected now on our scoreboard. We apologize for that. But we're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 3-run game here, and the Ray Texans due up. So we'll be back after this. Keep it here.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 6th inning here. Victoria West leads 7-4. And leading off here, it's going to be Kayleen Rodriguez. So 5, 6, 7 due up here for Ray. And this pitch comes in. It's going to be strike number 1 as Kayleen Rodriguez swings and misses. Struck out last time at the plate. And she gets a piece of that one and fouls it off. For strike number 2. So 0-2 the count here for Rodriguez. And this pitch comes in for strike number 3. And Rodriguez goes down looking.
Up to bat now for your Ray Texans, left fielder number 8, Sarah Cortez.
And here comes Sarah Cortez. That was strikeout number 6 here for James. 6 strikeouts, giving up 5 hits and 4 runs. And Cortez trying to bunt this one off. On 1 to count. And this bunt put down nicely. And there's the throw. Not going to be in time. They're not going to have the throw. So bunt put down there by Cortez. So we're going to put a runner on first. 1 out here. And it's going to be Kylie Rodriguez up next. 6-3 ground out. Back in the bottom of the 4th inning last time she was out. And she puts down this bunt. Here's the throw, and she's going to move a runner over to second. So 2 outs, runner at second. Coming to bat here is going to be Maddie Mendoza.
Coming to the plate now for your Ray Texans, first baseman number 17, Maddie Mendoza.
And this one outside, called strike 1. 0-1 to count. 2 out, 1 on here for Ray as they trail by 3 runs here. And Mendoza gonna foul this one off for strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, runner on second. Corpus Christi Ray trailing by 3 runs. Maddie Mendoza at the plate. Here's James with the delivery, and Mendoza over to James. And she's going to ground out here to end the inning. So that's going to do it here. It's going to be no runs on 1 hit. There was no errors. And 1 left on base for Ray. So we're headed to the 7th inning here, ladies and gentlemen. Victoria West due up as the Warriors lead the Corpus Christi Ray Texans 7-4 here. We'll be back right after this. This is Real Sports Live.
One army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Molina, we're through 6 innings, top of the 7th here. 7-8-9 due up for the Victoria West Warriors. Malia Huerta up to bat now. Single in the top of the 5th inning last time she was up. And 3-run lead here for Victoria West. See if they can try to tack on a couple more insurance runs, or at least one here, but Corpus Christi Ray hasn't scored more than 2 runs in an inning. They did it twice in the first and in the 5th. Other than that, it's 4 scoreless innings. They've racked up 6 hits, but right now, Victoria West up to bat. They've racked up 13 hits, 7 runs. And this one fouled off by Huerta for strike number 1. So 1-1 the count here. And Huerta fouls this one off. This one comes in for ball 2. So the count now at 3-2 for Huerta. Huerta gets a piece of this one, and she's in there battling. Full count still. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Leading off here at top of the 7th inning. Victoria West leading Corpus Christi Ray 7-4. And right after this, Corpus Christi Moody hosting Flower Bluff in the second part of tonight's doubleheader. We're going to bring you that one just like we're bringing you this one, ladies and gentlemen. So just to recap, 7 runs put in by Victoria West, 4 by Ray, combined 4 home runs and 19 hits by both teams. Just 1 error on the infield. It belongs to Victoria West early in this one. And Victoria West putting up runs in 5 of 6 innings. The only time was on the top of the 5th where they were unable to record any runs. And here's Huerta, who's going to pop this one up. The infield fly, 4 out, number 1.
Next up to bat for the Warriors, second baseman number 12, Daisy Fuentes.
So here comes Daisy Fuentes. 1 out, nobody on. Fuentes fly out last time she was up. And Fuentes fouls this one off. For strike number 1. 0-1 to count. 1 out here. This one comes in here for ball number 1. And this pitch comes in for strike number 2. And this one going to be fouled off. Count going to remain here at 1-2. This pitch comes in low and inside. That's going to be ball number 2. Things even up, 2-2. So the count even. And Fuentes going to foul this one off. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here, top of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. And this one fouled off once again by Fuentes. And Fuentes gets a piece of this one, and she's going to foul it off once again. And this is a lengthy at-bat here for Fuentes. And this one comes in for strike number 3. So two outs here.
Up to bat now for the Warriors. The catcher number 13, Grace Weiler.
So Grace Weiler up now. She hit into a 6-3-5 double play in the top of the 5th inning. So the count 0-2 here in the top of the 7th. Grace Weiler due up here. And this pitch comes in high for ball number 1. Count at 1-0 now. This one comes in for strike number 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. And swing and a miss there for Weiler for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strike, 2 out, nobody on. Top of the 7th inning for Victoria West. They have a 3-run lead. And this one fouled off. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, top of the 7th inning. Weiler at the plate. And here's the pitch from Rodella. And swing and a miss, and down goes Weiler as Rodella retires the side here. So no runs, no hits, no errors, no left on base. And last chance coming up for the Ray Texans. 9-1-2 coming up for the Texans in the bottom of the 7th inning. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be back after this.
Brought to you in part by the concession stand in Santa Rosa. a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the concession stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the concession stand.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 7th inning, 9-1-2 due up for the Ray Texans. And leading things off here is going to be Destiny Aguilar.
Right fielder number 3, Destiny Aguilar.
And Aguilar with the single last time up in the bottom of the 5th inning. So here we go. Last 3 outs here for Rays. And Aguilar is going to put this one down. And she's going to get called out on the bunt attempt. So that's out number 1 here. Back to the top of the lineup, and here comes Cran. And Leia Cran, last time she was up, an RBI double. And Cran with another hit past the shortstop, and she's going to get on with a single. She's going to put a runner on here.
Coming to the plate now for your Ray Texans, center fielder number 7, Samaya Johnson.
And here comes Samaya Johnson. An RBI single also in the 5th inning. Two for 3 with a couple of RBIs and a home run for Johnson tonight. And this pitch comes in for ball number 1. Here's a pitch from James. And swinging and missing for strike number 1 is Johnson. So the count at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and 1 runner on. Runner at first. And Johnson gets a piece of that one, fouls it off. 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch from James. This one comes in low, and Cran's on the move. And Cran going to get a couple of bases, and she's going to get into scoring position after that wild pitch there. So the count's 2-2. A runner at third. And Cran saw her opportunity, and she took it. Let's see here. Let's see how this pitch gets away from the catcher. And here's James. His delivery, this one comes in and just pops up. And then you see Cran, top of your screen, just come in and grab a couple of bases. And it's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, runner at third. And this pitch outside for ball number 3. Full count here. And this pitch comes in for strike number 3, and Johnson goes down looking.
Up to bat now for your Ray Texans, the pitcher number 18, Rihanna Rodella.
And Rihanna Rodella up now. 1 on, 2 outs here. And the bottom of the 7th inning. And here's the pitch. This one comes in for strike number 1. And Rodella hits this one over to the shortstop, and she bobbles it. And the run comes in. She's going to get on an error, and Cran's going to score. So a run comes across. A runner on first, and the tying run.
Number 4, Katie Solis. And up to bat now for your Ray Texans, the catcher number 11, Crystal Trevino.
So Solis, the pinch runner on at first. 1 on, 2 outs. Here comes Trevino. Trevino, the tying run at the plate. And there's the throw over to first. Not in time. That was a big error there. It's a 2-run lead for Victoria West, but tying runner at the plate now. Here's a pitch, and that one's fouled off by Trevino. It's going to be strike number 1. Here's the pitch. Trevino fouls it off once again. And the pitch is the count is 1-2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first, 2 outs. And this is Trevino, the tying run at the plate. And here's the pitch, and Trevino reaches, gets a piece of it, fouls it off into the net. Count's going to remain at 1-2. And here's the pitch, and that's going to be it. Strike 3. Trevino goes down looking, and that's the game. And it's going to be Victoria West 7, Ray 5. And that's going to do it here for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to keep it here for Corpus Christi Moody and Flower Bluff coming up right after this. It's going to be 13 hits by Victoria West, 7 runs. So thank you for watching this one. Victoria West picks up the 7-5 win here over Corpus Christi Ray in the first leg of our doubleheader. We'll be back with the second, Moody and Flower Bluff, coming up in a matter of minutes. Thank you for watching. We'll be back with game number 2 right after.